little minds. Welcome to another session of All Force Learning Program. I am DNR, your physics lecturer, and we are dealing with the chapter Motion in a Straight Line. In today's session, we will speak about the illustrations regarding average velocity and average speed. Right, so we have started with the chapter called Motion in a Straight Line. So I was speaking about this. Every body has two states, state of rest, state of motion. Body is said to be at rest if the position of the body remains same with respect to the surroundings for all the time. For all the time, if the position remains same with respect to the surroundings, then it is said to be at rest. Similarly, if the position is changing continuously with time with respect to the surroundings, then the body is said to be in motion. So the body is said to be in motion if the position changes. How much change in position take place? How much? The amount of change in position. Now this is referred by the parameter distance and displacement. Path length. The total length of the path is distance. The shortest distance is displacement. Right? So later speed and velocity we have dealt. Speed is distance by time. Velocity is displacement by time. Now today let us talk about average speed and average velocity. Right? Average speed. So I was telling you, average speed of a body. Right? So this is given by the symbol like this. The symbol for average speed is that. Well, speed we have defined, it is distance by time. The rate at which the distance is covered by the body. The rate at which distance. It is the ratio of the distance to time. Distance to time. What is average speed? Why average speed actually? Why density of the average? You know, if the body is, so we have covered in the earlier session, I have dealt with two things. Uniform speed, non-uniform speed. What is uniform speed? Uniform, constant, same. If a body covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. Right? If the body is moving, covering same distance in same intervals of time, then the body is setting uniform speed. In the sense, speed is constant. At any instant, speed is same. At any point, the speed is same. So the average is also same. There is no necessity of speaking about average, but it is always a constant. There is no need of average. Now, suppose if the body is moving with non-uniform speed. What do you mean non-uniform? Not constant, changing. At one instant the speed is some value, at another instant there is some other value. It is changing. In the sense, speed is changing. Speed is distance by time. So it is covering different distances in unit time. Or in equal intervals of time it is covering unequal distances. Then there is change. At one instant it is less, at another instant it is more. So the values are different. At different instances the values of the speed is different. So now at a time there may be minimum value, at a time there may be a maximum value, values differing continuously. Then there is a necessity of the average value. You would have learned in your maths, in your mathematics, when the values differ, then you need to take the average of all things. So the average displacement, average speed. Now this is referred as, suppose if the body is moving like this, in a particular instant interval of time delta t, let the distance covered to delta x1. First interval. Then in the second interval delta t, delta x2, delta x3. So in different intervals of time, equal intervals. Let's suppose the intervals are equal, right? Then the distance are delta x1, delta x2, delta x3 like this. Then the total distance covered by the body. What is the total distance covered by the body? So like this. In the large interval, let's suppose delta x1, this is the initial point A, this is the final point B. Right? Let's take the intervals also different. Right? So this is the nth interval. Then the total distance covered by the body. Total, what is distance? Path length of the path. The total length of the path. So it is delta x1 plus delta x2 plus delta x3 plus delta x4 dot dot dot. So it is delta x1 plus delta x2 plus dot 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 delta xn. So it is sigma I2, I1 to IN, it is delta xn. This is the total distance. Well, the total time taken, this is the total distance d. Well, this is delta t1 plus delta t2 dot 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 delta tn. Then the total time is equal to sigma I1 to IN, it's delta Ti. Now the average speed is defined as the total distance covered by the body, total distance covered by the body by the total time taken by the body. Total distance by total time. So therefore the average speed of the body, it is total distance by total. Right? The total distance covered by the body between the initial and final point, the total time taken to travel from initial point to final point, that is termed as average speed there. Then we can mathematically represent it as sigma I1 to IN, it is delta Xi, by sigma I1 to IN, it is delta Ti. Total distance covered by total time taken. This is called the average speed of the body. Right? So the average speed. So it is moving with non-uniform speed. At different instants, the values are different. So let's suppose the first value is delta x, or you know, you have learned in mathematics. If one value is A, other value is B, right, in equal intervals, then what is the average? A plus B by 2. Right? Three values, A, B, C, three intervals, A plus B plus C by 3. Similarly, so for different intervals, total sum of all by n. Or for different intervals, if you take then total distance by total time. So this is average speed. The average speed covered by the body by is total distance by total time between the initial and final point. Well, it has got same units: millimeter per second, centimeter per second, meter per second, or kilometer per second, kilometer per hour, so on and so forth. Same formula, same unit. Again it is speed, it is again a scalar, it has no direction, right? Average speed also has no direction, it's a real value, and again it is always a positive value, it cannot be negative, right? It cannot be negative. Average speed can never be negative. So this way you can find out the average speed of the body for different intervals of time. Suppose if all the intervals are equal, suppose if the body is traveling equal intervals of time, n intervals, so then the average speed is sigma I1 to IN delta x I by n intervals of time, the total time taken is t. Or it is n intervals of time into each interval delta t, n delta t, each interval is delta t, n times delta t. So that way you can find out. If each interval is 1 unit time, then you can remove this and even write n. Different cases and so. Right? So this way, the average speed of a body is now referred as the total distance covered by the body by total time. Now similarly, if I consider average velocity, average velocity of a body. Again, velocity V is a vector. Velocity is a vector quantity. It has got direction, magnitude, direction. It can be 0, negative, positive. Same unit, same dimension formula, all same answer of velocity. Right? The units and dimension formula is same, but it is a vector. It has got magnitude and direction. Here you have to define the magnitude and direction. Well, what is average velocity? Suppose the body is going in a straight line path. In an interval of time delta t1, it has covered a displacement delta s1. In the second interval delta t2, the displacement is delta s2. Third interval delta t3, the displacement is delta s3. In the nth interval delta sn, the displacement is delta s. Now the total displacement covered by the body, total displacement of the body, S total displacement. This is the sum of all the individual displacements. Delta S1 bar plus delta S2 bar plus delta S3 bar dot delta Sn bar. Then you have to add vectorially according to the principle of superposition. So therefore, the total displacement of the body is sigma I1 to IN, it is delta Sn. The vector sum of all the individual displacements. It's a vector. So displacement is a vector quantity. So the total displacement is the vector sum of all the individual displacements in that intervals of time. Well, the total time taken again. So it's delta t1 plus delta t2 plus delta t3 dot delta tn. Well, it is sigma I1 to IN, it is delta ti. Then what is average velocity? So the average velocity is equal to, it is the ratio of total displacement covered by the body by the total time taken by the body. Total displacement covered by the body to the total time taken by the body. So it is total displacement S total by the total time. Well, this is a vector, this is a scalar. You can divide a vector by a scalar, but you cannot divide a scalar by a vector. Division of anything by a vector is undefined. You cannot define. But this is vector by scalar, it is common. It's a vector. So therefore, the average velocity I can write as sigma I1 to In delta Si bar by sigma I1 to In delta T. Right? So therefore, it is the total displacement sigma Si, total displacement by total time. So S total by T total. This is the average velocity of the body moving in a straight line, right? Well, we have considered the body moving in a straight line. Even if it is moving in different directions also, you have to take the vectors. If the body is moving in the same direction, just add it. Because we have learned in vectors, if vectors are in the same direction, they will be the rules of algebra in the same direction. And just you can add the magnitudes. If they are in the same direction, add the magnitudes. Because in same, when the body is moving in a straight line, distance and displacement both are equal. Right? Just add. So you can add them algebraically. But if the directions are different, you have to add them vectorially. Right? Then the average velocity, the total average velocity, total displacement by total. So this way, the average velocity of the body can be defined. Same units, same meter per second, kilometer per hour, same dimension formula LT minus 1, but it's a vector, it has magnitude and direction. We have to take both magnitude and direction. Okay? Right. Now let us take some illustrations regarding the average speed and average velocity of the body. Some illustrations. First, a simple illustration like this. A body is moving in a straight line from A to B. A body is moving in a straight line from A to B. Right? Half the, well, let's suppose it has covered a distance x1 in a time t1, x2 in a time t2, right? It is covering distances x1, x2. Let's suppose like this. For the nth interval of time, the distance covered is x. Suppose a body is moving in a straight line covering distances x1, x2, x3, xn in intervals of time t1, t2, t3, tn. Then, what is the average speed of the body? Well, I have just now explained average speed is total distance by total time. Well, the total distance from this is x1 plus x2 plus x3 xn by t1 plus t2 plus t3 tn. This way, the average speed there. Suppose if this one, in this case only, if special case, if the intervals t1, t2, t3 time intervals all are equal intervals of time, that is some delta t or just simply t interval, then what would be the average velocity? Then what? The average speed will be total distance. It is x1 plus x2 plus x3 xn by it's t plus t plus t plus t plus t, t plus t plus t up to n times. So this is total displacement sigma xi. So I1 to In delta xi by this is n into t. You are adding t for n times. So therefore n into t, this is the average. So therefore average speed for total distances. Well, what will be the path? Even if it is not moving in a straight line, even if the path is also different, then also, suppose if the body moves something like this and this way, it is x1 and x2, the time here is t1 and t2, then the average speed, even if the direction change also we are not bothered. Total distance is x1 plus x2 by t1 plus t2. Well, even if there is any third dimension also, x3 plus x3 by t3, so on and so forth. Distances. Now, if displacements are given, then the body has to go in straight line. You have to take the straight line, shortest distance displacements, then find out the average speed, right? Now, in this one only, if a special problem is given like this, Now this is a very important problem which has appeared in many of the entrance examinations in India, and you need not get away even if it reappears again in the another exam also. A body travels with a velocity v1 for a time t2. The body is going with a speed v1 for a time t1 and another speed v2 for a time t2. Then what is the average speed? So I was telling you actually, if the body is going with constant velocity, you need not bother about the change. The body is going with same velocity. So there is no question in talking about average. The same average will be same as the whatever constant speed. Now the problem arises when there is difference in the speeds at different instants of time. So if it is traveling with different speeds at different instants, then you need to talk about the average speed. So now let's suppose for an interval of time t1 it is moving with a speed v1, for another interval of time t2 it is moving with speed v2. Well, it is in a straight line, it does not matter even velocity. Then it is talking about what is the average speed or average speed. Because it is moving in straight line, it does not matter. So we know average speed is total distance covered by the body by total time taken. Total distance by total time. Well, suppose let this point be something like P, where it is going from A to P plus B to P to B. So the total distance covered by the body is AP plus PB. But what is AP? Now, in the path AP, if I take this path AP, velocity v1 is equal to AP by t1. So cross multiplying, I get AP is equal to v1. Similarly, in the path PB, here v2 is equal to PB by t2. Cross multiplying, PB is equal to t2. Then substituting here, the total time is t1 plus t2. So therefore, if I substitute here, AB we got v1 t1. The second is v2 t2. Then the total time is t1 plus t2. So substituting this one, I get the average speed as total distance, that is v1 t1 plus v2 t2 by t1 plus t2. v1 t1 plus v2 t2 by t1 plus t2. If the body is going in a straight line, you can even spell this as the average velocity of the body also. If the body is going in a straight line, this is same as average velocity. If it is different, it is different. So v1 t1 plus v2 t2 by t1 plus t2 is the average speed of the body. Well, if the intervals are more, case 1, second case, if there are more such intervals, then you can write as v1 t1 plus v2 t2 dot vn tn. If there is a third interval v3 t3 like this for n intervals, then it is t1 plus t2 plus t3 dot tn. Yes. So now you can write in general as the average speed for n intervals, it is sigma I1 to IN, it's VI TI by sigma I1 to IN, I1 to IN, it's TI. If a body travels with different velocities v1, v2, v3 dot vn for intervals of time t1, t2, t3 dot tn in any path, then the average speed. Well, if it is a straight line, you can write down that as average velocity also. Right? It is average velocity or average speed, the body is moving in a straight line path. So therefore, it is sigma VI TI by sigma TI if the body is traveling with different velocities in different intervals of time. For a particular interval of time v1, another interval of time v2, another interval of time v3, then check. Actually, in this one, what if the interval of time is same? Equal intervals of time. Well, third case. Fourth, if delta t1 is equal to delta t2 is delta t3 dot delta tn is some t self. Then what is the delta t? Same interval. Then what is the average velocity? Then this formula becomes, if the intervals of time are same, then the average speed or average velocity, it's v1 delta t plus v2 delta t by delta t plus delta t. So that is v1 plus v2 of delta t by 2 delta t. So this is v1 plus v2 by 2 for two intervals. Right? Suppose if I substitute in this one, then the average speed it's v1 delta t plus v2 delta t plus v3 delta t dot vn delta t by delta t plus delta t dot delta t. So if I take all the things common, v1 plus v2 dot vn delta t by m into delta t cancel. So I get the average speed as sigma I1 to In. It is Vi by n. For n intervals, n equal intervals of time. For example, for the first interval of time v1, next interval of time v2, next interval of time v3, so on and so forth. Then the average velocity is sigma I1 to n Vi by n. That is, suppose if your body covers half the time with v1, half the time with v2, intervals in total time is t, half interval v1, half interval v2, two intervals, then the average velocity or average speed v1 plus v2 by 2. Suppose if the body travels three intervals, 1/3 of the time with v1, another 1/3 of the time v2, another 1/3 of the time v3, then the average speed v1 plus v2 plus v3 by 3. Like this. If there are n such equal intervals, then the average speed is v1 plus v2 plus v3 dot vn by n. Now this is the problem. A very important case with the body moving in a straight line. And when the body is moving in a straight line, the same formulas you can even write down for average velocity also. For average velocity also you can write down the same formulas. Right? Look, so if I'll repeat the things, the various cases in all the things there I'll repeat. Generally, what is average velocity? Average speed is total distance by total. Right? First case, if a body travels with a velocity v1 for a time v1, v2 for a time v2, then what is the average velocity? First question. Well, we know the average velocity is total distance by total time. What is the total distance? It is going from A to B, then B to B. So total distance is AP plus PP. But what is AP? We know velocity is distance by time. So velocity AP by T1, AP. Similarly, V2 is PP by T2. Then T1 plus V2. Total time here we have already got T1 plus T2. Then the average speed, the formula V1 T1 plus V2 T2 by T1 plus T2. Had there been three intervals, suppose if there are three intervals, then the average velocity would have been v1 t1 plus v2 t2 plus v3 t3 by t1 plus t2 plus t2. If there are n intervals, then v1 t1 plus v2 t2 plus v3 t3. This is first question. This is second question. Three intervals. This is third question. N intervals. v1 t1 plus v2 t2 dot vn tn by t1 by t2 dot tn. Now general formula. This is the general formula for all such cases. Now fifth one, if all the intervals of time are equal, for equal intervals of time, if for equal intervals of time, then what is the average speed? So if the intervals are same, delta t like this, then for two intervals, same thing I am extending. For two intervals, then this will come out to be v1 plus v2 by 2. For three intervals, this comes out to be v1 plus v2, v1 plus v2 plus v3 by 3. For n intervals, v1 plus v2 plus v3 dot vn by n. General formula is like this. For different time intervals, it is like this. For equal time intervals, it is like this. If the body is moving in a straight line, same formula you can write down for average velocity also. So the average velocity condition is the body should go in a straight line. Right? If it is the path is different, then you have to take the displacements. The vector sum of all the things you need to take. If it is simply speed, then scalars just simply all that. Right? Now if they are moving in a straight line path, another condition, same problems. If the body is moving in a straight line path for the same cases, these are the formulas for average velocity also. For average velocity also. Right? So, let us have a recall. So, I was telling you, distance, path length, right? Motion of the body. Body is said to be in motion if the position is changing continuously with time. Right? The amount of change in position along the path is distance. Shortest straight line change in position, it is displacement. Speed is distance by time, velocity displacement by time. Right? If the speed remains same for all the time intervals, uniform speed. If it is changing, non-uniform. Similarly, if the velocity remains constant, uniform velocity. Changing, non-uniform velocity. Average speed, total distance by total time. Average velocity, total displacement by total time. Now, special cases in this one. First case, if a body moves in a straight line path, right, in a straight line path, with a velocity v1 for a time interval t1, with a velocity t2 for a time interval t2, then what is the average speed? This is the question. Right? Then we know the average speed is total distance by total time. Total distance, the total distance is AP plus PB, total time is t1 plus t2. But what is AP? I found here. Velocity v is distance by time, AP, PB, substitute v1, t1, v2. Total time t1 plus t2. So the average speed, total distance by total time, v1 t1 plus v2 t2 by t1 plus t2. For two intervals it is like this. Now this is had there been three intervals. For three intervals, one more interval v3 t3. Then the average speed is v1 t1 v2 t2 v3 t3 by t1 plus t2. If there are n such intervals, for interval of time t1 velocity is v1. For next interval v2, third v3, v4 dot 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 vn for a time t1. Then it's v1 t1 v2 t2 dot dot vn tn by v1 plus t2 plus t3 dot 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 tn. General formula, very important. Sigma I1 to sigma I1 to IN di ti by sigma I1 to IN ti. For any number of intervals, right, your body travels with velocity v1, v2, v3 for intervals of time t1, t2, t3 for n such intervals, then it is like this. Well, if the body is going in a straight line path, same formula for average velocities. Straight line, if the body is going in a straight line, if it is understood. Well, if it is not given as straight line in the problem, you cannot write down these formulas as for velocity. But if in the problem it specifies that the body is going in a straight line path, same thing for velocity, it's average velocity. And now, in this one, if there are equal intervals of time, then for two intervals, v1 plus v2 by 2. Three intervals, v1 plus v3 by 3. For n intervals, general formula is like this. So this way you can find out the average velocity of a body with respect to time intervals. If the velocities are given, then you can express the things like this. Right? So this way you can find out the average speed, average velocity of a body. Right?